Hello everyone, welcome back. And this time I've read one of the most famous books on BookTok or Bookstagram, whatever you want to call it. People rate this book very highly, and I get why they do it, but to me it felt like it was a little incomplete and just a fine novel, nothing exceptional about it. And you would be surprised to hear which novel I am talking about. It's the Stationery Shop of Tehran. And if you talk with any person who reads the contemporary, well, not contemporary, but the new novels, it's 12 years, 13 years old, but still newer, then they would recommend this one as a very good novel. I was recommended it. I did not like it, which was surprising. Uh, the novel follows two characters who are in their teenage and they fall in love in Tehran for the revolution of 1953. The girl and boy fall in love, they are engaged to be married, but the boy is a political activist and is said to have been gone in hiding due to political pressure or something. And he calls her to meet. He doesn't call her. He writes a letter for her to meet him at a square so that they can go and marry each other. And then he doesn't show up, and the story revolves around that what I did not like about this novel was that if everybody would assume that if a girl is living in Iran, they were two sisters, they are living in Iran, they have all those customs where when they are going out, they kiss the Quran, Holy Quran, they have do something with it around their head. But if a character is such, then when the novel takes place, the sisters move to America and they marry characters who are basically Christians. And the novel doesn't mention any inner turmoil or any thought of them going from Islam to Christianity. Just doesn't mention religion at all. And of course, they don't mention the religion of the male character, the main male character, is called Brahman Aslan, and that was very disappointing to read because in the end they mentioned it that he was not very religious, but the author never mentioned it with the girls and doesn't write about it. Perhaps maybe she thought that if she does write about it, the novel will not get published. But there was nothing extraordinary about that novel, nothing that made you want to read more about it. I was just reading it because it felt more like a chore reading it than enjoying it. I did not enjoy reading it, not a lot of it, but only at the end did I want to know what's going to happen when the estranged lovers reunite at the end of their lives. The writing was good, it was engaging. In moments it was engaging, but everything in the novel was just too easy, I think. It wasn't properly, the character's psyche wasn't properly explored. That is what is the most disappointing thing about this novel. But if you don't read a lot or don't mind if it this doesn't come to your mind while reading it, then you would feel that it would probably be one of the best novels you have read if you're new to reading. That's it. And across halfway, you know what's going to happen. When you, I mean, you know what's going to happen, that they're going to be estranged. But the big twist or whatever the author had planned, if you are reading, if you are actually thinking about what you have read, you'll know what's going to be. It's very clear. So in most novels, you can't really help it if it's clear, but still, it was just not good enough. But if it was not this famous, this so recommended by so many people, I see reels of people mentioning this novel that everybody should read. We also mention Thousand Printed Suns by Khalid Hosseini a lot of time, and that novel was amazing. But the Stationery Shop of Tehran just did not come close to a novel that could be termed as everybody should. And in the end, I was disappointed